guys. Welcome to The Rake. This is a bittersweet episode as it is my last episode with the project. It'll be continuing on with Jamie and a new secret surprise guest host, but I am leaving the project after this episode and moving on to other things. But welcome, Jamie. I'm very sad.
Yeah. I mean, this is so weird. I've never been broken up like this. Like, I've never been broken up with. I didn't even know. Marle didn't say anything to me before this. She just dumped me live on the Rake. This is bullshit, Marle. What the fuck?
Yeah, just had to rip the Band-Aid right off. Felt like it'd be better to take.
No, but seriously, this has been fun. We're going on, I don't know, what episode is this? We've been doing this for over a year. It's been a year and a half almost. One of those years, craziest year of most people's lives with COVID and everything. So this has actually been a really fun break from the norm. Like every week I'm like, okay, we get to talk to someone really cool. That has been the most fun for me, is meeting new people, coming up with guests that maybe I have never talked to before, or haven't gotten to know in depth until doing the pod with them. And almost every time after the pod, I'm messaging Marle being like, that person is so cool. They have so much knowledge I didn't know about. That's happened almost every time. So if it hasn't happened with you, one of the guests, I'm very sorry. Not going to name any names, but VerStandig, pretty much after every pod we've done with you, I was kind of over it. But no, we kind of want to reminisce about some of our favorite guests and some of our favorite pod moments. So Marle, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, there were so many, and I feel like a similar way. It started with Triton. I hosted the Triton series twice, and as my first kind of foray into interviewing, way different format, but I kind of continued what I started there with this project, and I really got so much better at interviewing. It's always been something I've struggled with. It's definitely not my strongest skill. And I definitely think I've improved, and I met some amazing people. We've had it's such a good excuse to get to know somebody. And there's so many people in poker that I just would never have talked to. I never would have gotten to know, and I'm happy about that. But yeah, we wanted to go through just a few favorite moments. And I think for me, I'm going to have to kick it off with the Spraggy episodes because it's obviously just very near and dear to my heart. Hi, guys. Welcome to The Rake. We have a very special episode today with the one and only Spraggy.
You all right? Hi.
Vomit.
Get a room. I've been told get a room many times. I've had him on twice, and both times were very sweet. The first one in particular because we were kind of newly dating, newly living together, and I don't know. It was very fun. I don't know. I watch it back and I can see our like giddiness that's died a slow death, and now we're just
all right.
Each other now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you posted a picture on Twitter where you guys were commentating together at Run It Up Reno, and I know that's what you said. That was the first time you guys really like hung out, and that you were like, literally, this is you.
Yeah.
Staring at him. It's vomitous, but it's so cute. Yeah, and so let's play a little clip of Spraggy on the pod while you guys were falling in love.
We haven't been fighting too much. We haven't.
That face is so good.
We haven't been fighting at all, have we?
We had a little tiff today, didn't we?
Did we?
Just nonsense. But no, we've been okay, considering that we're like
I'll tell you right now, I thought we'd been fine. So this is news to me. On the pod, I thought everything was going swimmingly. And all of a sudden it's like
it is. Well, because sometimes like it's mostly just me getting mad at him and being like, "Don't do this," and then like afterwards I feel bad, and I'm like, "Oh, why did I have to pick that fight?" And then he doesn't even think that's anything out of the ordinary. He's like, "That's just how you are. That's just your normal tone of voice."
I know what I signed up for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did.
Oh.
Oh God, this is disgusting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk so you guys don't have to watch this disgusting behavior.
Yeah, so we were falling in love and then we got engaged and he came back on and I've had a lot of people tell me that was their favorite episode because you don't really get to see that side of Spraggy. I know him as this like very cuddly, sentimental. He's the most sentimental, like talks about his feelings type of guy, but outwardly he likes to project this very tough, sarcastic, British, hard as fuck attitude, but we got to peel the layers back a little bit and hear him talk about proposing to me, which is very sweet to me.
In my head, all week, I've been running over what I was going to say.
So sweet.
Like we went for one of our first dates, was walking Central Park in New York, and I was like, I brought you to a park because I knew since we were in the park in New York that I would one day want to ask you this, blah, 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 and I love you, blah, 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 will you marry me? And as soon as I go to speak, you mustn't tell anybody this. As soon as I go to speak, I couldn't. I was shaking. I was like shaking. And Marle will tell you, like, I never get nervous about anything. Like being on the Rake podcast, a little bit of nerves, of course, naturally. But normally I'm pretty together. Like if I'm doing commentary, like EPT, whatever it is, I'm like, whatever, what will be, will be. But I couldn't talk. And I just started shaking and then crying, by the way. Like,
no.
And then I was just like, I love you, and like I'm just gonna say it, and then she's like, "Are you joking?" But then once I'm on the and pull the ring out, and my hand is like trembling, she realized it wasn't a joke, and that was that, wasn't it?
I don't know if this is true or not, but I envision peeling the layers off of Spraggy as just being a different tracksuit under each layer. Is that true?
Yeah. Basically, and then when you get to the center, it's just white. And it's just one size. There's no curves.
No shape.
This guy has never seen a gym.
I'm in my regular routine. I've actually, do you know, I've got a standing desk.
Yeah, you got a standing desk.
Can you see that moving up?
Yeah.
You see that? That's a standing desk. So I stream 8 hours a day sat down, but now 1 hour out of that 8, I stand up. So I'm perfect physical specimen, finely tuned athletic machine.
Yeah.
I've got some vitamin C, had a banana.
Yeah.
But then conversely, I also have a 20 pack of Jaffa cakes here, which are like little mini chocolate cakes.
Yeah,
so
we don't have those.
Balance in all things, isn't it? I feel good. I feel strong. Feel healthy.
Yeah.
I'm right for now. Why are you laughing, Jamie?
Okay, bringing it back from the Spraggy clips, I'm still thinking about the tracksuits covering the pasty white straightness of Spraggy. But one of my favorite moments definitely was Ryan Depaulo coming on when me and Marle and I were having a bit of a, like, not a fight, but like a bit of an argument about basically trading sex for buy-ins, if it happens, how often it happens, whatever. And Ryan Depaulo came in to lighten the mood completely. By saying that, you know, if he enjoyed or could tolerate giving a blowjob, he would dabble because, you know, he's not trying to live his life in the micros. Mm-hmm. So I still think of that from time to time, how casually and just how hilarious it was when he said it. So we will run that clip back for you guys.
Throughout my poker career, like, everyone always said, like, oh, she sucks dicks for steaks, because, like, that's what everyone assumes. And there are a lot of girls, frankly, who do that, but obviously...
What are you talking about? Like, I've been in poker for, like, 5 times as long, and I might know 1 or 2 women that are, like, doing that.
I'm not saying most people do. I'm saying some people do. I don't know.
I have no idea, but I would suck dick for steaks if I enjoyed it, honestly. Like, if I could, honestly, I would, like, I don't think any guy, if they, like, could enjoy or even just not mind sucking a dick, might do it some percentage. The same percentage of guys would do it as girls, right? So whatever percentage that is, 2, 5, I don't know. So, you know, I would dabble. Again,
this is why you have 1 million fans. This is why. Because you're just like, listen, I would dabble, all right? I'm not saying I'm going to do it for a living, but I would dabble if I had to.
To get me going. You know what I mean? I don't want to play micro stakes, like, just to get started.
Ryan's so great. He just won that tournament in Florida, side note. As this is coming out, he won a tournament for $40K that he, like, max slate regged in typical Ryan fashion. I'm sure he was doing, you know, playing his crazy style, and he just wins it. The guy's a beast, man. The guy's a beast.
I want to see if he did the same thing as like in the Whole Foods parking lot at 5 a.m. when he's screaming, "Oh my God!" Like, is that what he does in the poker room as well? Because I kind of feel like he probably did that.
Yeah, I think he probably did that. Ryan's another one that like I knew I'd met a couple times briefly, but I'm really glad that we got to have him on. Following him up with one of my favorite episodes, which was the Jungleman episode. Jungleman is a fucking character. He was doing the Galfond challenge. I don't think it's finished, or they think they still have it on pause even to this day. But he is an amazing Instagram follow these days. But he was amazing on the pod. He created this character. What was I don't remember what he called Phil.
Falcons.
Tell Mr. Falcons this. His days of subtle tyranny are over. Whether he's ready or not, I'm coming. I'm coming and I'm going to take him down and I'm going to break his fucking spirit. That's all I've got to say.
All right. You heard it here first, Mr. Falcons. I hope you're ready because you've got, potentially your toughest opponent yet right around the corner. And he just like created this character. He was in this dark hood, and then he was also like going off about, you gotta get in the tough games, and I'm a bear and I'm a tiger because I seek out the regs and I try to battle, and all these squirrels are out there, and I loved that the constant fucking everyone has a spirit animal. I loved it.
I feel like I've spent a lot of my poker life as like the raccoon, where it's like walking into the casino, you're just like, I hope I could find some shiny stuff and then leave. I'm not a Falcons or a Jungleman, but someday.
Well, raccoons they look cute anyway, and they're they're fast, so that's not so bad. Probably have some more cool qualities. I remember in Guardians of the Galaxy there was a raccoon hero. To be what you're aiming for.
It was awesome to harness Jungleman's power for one podcast at least, because he just came in and I kept having to mute my microphone because you know how Zoom bounces from the person talking to the person talking. I was laughing my ass off the entire episode and kept seeing my frame being highlighted. I'm like, oh no, like watch Jungleman be insane.
What the people need is a villain to take down this guy, a super villain like myself. And to show that I'm serious, you can see from my outfit, my hoodie, I'm ready for a fight. And you can see my chest hair a little bit. So I'm fucking serious. I'm a fucking super villain. And I'm exactly what is necessary to take down this hidden monster among us.
Yeah. I wanted to give a quick shout out now that I'm thinking of it next to all the women that have been on our podcast, because we've kind of agreed that they've been the best interviews. And so we've interviewed so many women, just to name a few, Maria Konnikova, Farah Galfond, Tiffany Gambla, Jen Shahade, Melissa, Pudog Melissa. Who else? There's been
Veronica Brill. We had Head Duck in Charge Alicia. Dude, there's so many. They were the best. I feel bad saying that because like there have been some standout guys on our pod, but as far as getting information out of women, I just feel like it's like I ask one simple question and our female guests are like 5 minutes of an answer. Like, here is everything you need to know about that topic. And every time after we'd have a woman on the pod, I'd be like, that was the easiest pod. I had 4 questions prepared and the pod is an hour and 15 minutes long. And like, they just go on. I feel like they have more to say, more viewpoints, possibly because we overanalyze every fucking thing. Like that might be the reason. But I just feel like I became a lot better friends with a lot of the women we had on the pod and got their interesting perspectives on things. And I kind of want to clip a couple of the Veronica Brill ones because she just gets out of line more than anyone else. And and especially regarding Mike Postle when she finally got to be on the pod after her lawyer, Mac VerStandig, kind of gave her the okay and said, trials, like, this is basically over. So if you have any viewpoints you want to express that you maybe felt silenced on before, have at it. And she took that as the green light to say anything she wanted. And it was one of the most interesting pods, in my opinion.
Fuck Stones. Fuck Stones. There's no accountability from Stones. I don't care. Like, I'm willing to lose friendships. These are the times where I'm like, you want to take a side with someone who cheated. I don't want to be friends with these kinds of people. I'm good. There was no accountability. Justin was totally, if he wasn't involved, then he's completely oblivious to poker. He's incompetent at the very best. I can't believe this smug little IQ of a 12-year-old is like trolling me now and feels he's vindicated and runs 20 accounts chronically trolling me and thinks Joey Ingram is now this poor victim in all this because I have so much power. I'm able to sway the entire poker community without even showing them titty pics. How did I do that?
She did not hold back. And that whole debacle was actually really timely for us because that kind of all was happening like the week we started this pod. Was that when that happened, like one of the biggest, if not the biggest poker story in the last 5 years. And so that was really lucky for us that we kind of got that jumping off point. I feel like there's a lot of people outside of poker who might have been dipping their toe in right when we were getting started. So
yeah, we can call that the Postle effect is the poker podcast boom.
On the same vein, Mac VerStandig, long, fan favorite too. He had some great moments.
Yeah, one of the greatest moments was when he somehow let me know. I have no idea why he would ever do this. He told me that he dressed up as the Queen of Hearts for a Live at the Bike poker game, knowing that I'm the biggest troll in the world and that's going to be featured on every pod every time that he's on. So he sent me like the link to that. We got a screenshot. We're going to share it with you guys again, whether you like it or not. And yeah, pretty much I'd use it as blackmail if he wasn't so proud of it.
To say that I'm doing investigating, I think would do a massive disservice to what investigating is. It's not as though I'm like some shoe leather beat investigator running around town looking for evidence and scraping up DNA samples. But I meet with people. I listen to what people have to say. I try to make sure that we have as much information as we can about the case.
You're like their Aaron Brockovich?
I think many of your viewers may find Julia Roberts more sexually appealing than myself, but for those who don't, I am newly single. And
Max like, hey, can I get those files? And squishing his boobs together. Hey, we saw you on Live at the Bike. You look pretty good in a dress.
Dear God, I'm never going to let that down.
We'll put the photo here for you guys.
Yes.
It was Halloween, just for context.
It was Halloween.
I was in costume.
Mac, we love you. Thank you for you're an OG. And I just thought of too, remember, like, if you guys were with us from the beginning, you remember our old setup at Jamie's house with the couch. And we eventually got it together to put the guests on the side so they didn't have to like strain their neck. But in the very beginning, we just all three sat on the couch and it was like, we had some weird setup in the beginning, but Mac was definitely there in the beginning. And I literally, when I think of him on the pod, I just think of the three of us like squished on that couch. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, and I think of Crouton's pissed off face when he comes in to try to sit between us and there's someone there and he's like, what the hell is this? Like, I've been replaced. Crouton was our podcast partner for probably 20 straight pods. He was a very loyal listener and also contributor, sometimes butt licker on the pod. We let him be himself. But yeah, he's really the one who's the most sad about Marle leaving the pod. I did not break the news to him yet. You're going to have to break up with him in person whenever COVID is over. But actually, this is a good segue. Tell us about your antibodies.
My antibodies, you guys, I've had the Rona. That's why we took a little bit of a few-day hiatus. I am feeling almost 100% better now. But yeah, I got the Rona. I assume from one of the many casinos I had been in. I think it might have been South Point. No offense, South Point. I'm sure it might have been Venetian. I'm not sure. But yeah, I had a relatively mild case. I had a fever and pretty bad flu symptoms for 2 days. My fever broke, and then just had some like lingering, cold symptoms for the rest of the week. I didn't lose my sense of taste or smell, but my food just started tasting awful, which is a great way to go on a diet. It was the most frustrating thing ever, though, because I had my appetite. I was hungry. I was craving food. And then I would taste it, and it would taste rotten. And so it was very frustrating.
Dude, that is the weirdest thing, too. If that's like a spell I wouldn't cast on my worst enemy, for their food to always taste rotten. Ugh.
And the only thing that was good was sweet things. So fruit was always fine. And then like ice cream, cookie, like sweet things. I have some lemon bars that I kept eating. But besides that, sauces were the worst. Sauces were like just tasted like vinegar, basically pure vinegar. And then I had some just like plain veggies once, and that tasted like they were just rotting. It was just so frustrating. But once I got it back, I had mentally like saved up all the things I was craving. I'm going to have Indian food, and I'm going to have a fucking sandwich, and I'm going to have fucking whatever, like all these sauces. And so I went on like a binge for like 3 days. So I'm good now.
That's such a weird thing that like if you have the actual food, it's going to taste rotten, but your memory of the food is not rotten. You're like, pizza, it sounds delicious, but if you take a bite, it's going to taste like it rotted.
Yes. It's so frustrating. That kept happening to me. I was like just having these like deep, like pregnancy cravings almost. I'm not pregnant, but I was having these deep pregnancy cravings. Like, fuck, everything, meat sounded so good, like chicken, steak, eggs, whatever. And I would just taste it, and it was gross. There's nothing more frustrating. That was the worst part of COVID. Thankfully, and we know people that it's lasted weeks, but thankfully it was like maybe 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah, that's a long time though. That's a really long time. So I'm just thinking, even when you're dieting, like a couple days of just like eating boring, healthy food, and you're starting to be like, okay, I kind of want like a cheat snack of some kind. Like 5 days of eating nothing that tastes good is kind of crappy.
It really is. It really is. I didn't even lose any weight because I fucking went on a binge after. So I literally ended up getting weight, which is shit. But yeah, I'm good now, and I'm glad to have the antibodies. And I haven't done the test or anything, but I assume that I'm immune. And yeah, I'm to so it was my 30th birthday too while I had it. So I was all alone in quarantine on my 30th birthday.
Unlike your 29th birthday. Your 29th birthday was fun. We'll reminisce about that too. I feel like we talked about that on the pod. Going to Fremont Street, which I recommend. I think going to the Strip, like we all go to the Strip to play poker. There's not anything special about the Strip anymore when you live in Vegas. But you don't really venture down to Fremont Street too much unless you want to get into some trouble. Unless you want to have some like out of line fun, because it's just a mess down there. Everyone's a mess. You see a lot of naked asses. You see a lot of things you probably don't want to see. But yeah, we went to 3 or 4 of the like local Fremont bars, sang karaoke, got wasted. I don't remember. I just know you fell asleep across a few bar stools.
We went out last weekend and got shit-faced. So.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from your birthday.
Oh, I thought I was dying. Ask Spraggy. I woke up at noon, or not, like noon the next day, and I was like, I'm dying. Like I had a headache on the back part. I know how the fuck did
do you know
happen?
that the last bar that we went to is like a piano bar, and you had kind of like 3 stools, and you were laying across them. You're just literally like, and I think Marle is ready to go.
I was sleeping at the bar.
You weren't sleeping, but you were definitely like lounging across 3 stools. Where I'm just like, if you just roll a little bit, you're like, gonna be like splattered on the ground.
Well, the best part is we took an Uber home. And I obviously insisted that we go to Del Taco. And I remember this vividly. And I was like yelling at Spraggy because I kept changing my order and like, no, I want 2 of this and 3 of that and a large that and get the extra spicy. And I literally got home and passed it. I just Didn't
You
touch
didn't even
it.
eat your food?
I didn't
Oh
even
my
open it.
goodness.
Didn't even look at it. I just passed the fuck out in my clothes.
Dude. That was one of the classier parts of the night, and that was the first time I hung out with Spraggy, and it was weird because we had this like online thing where we're like kind of enemies, but I think he does it to a lot of people. We're like frenemies, and then in person he's just so sweet, and I was like, you're just faking it all the time.
I told you, he tries to keep up this tough exterior, like he's this like hard as fuck British guy, but he's not. He's a big softie.
How well did the last poker site you signed up for treat you? Whether you just play for fun or working hard towards becoming a big winner or are already playing professionally, we want to help you get the most out of your play at Run It Once. From now until the end of February, each new player at Run It Once Poker gets the following: your pick between our From the Ground Up No Limit Cash course, PLO course, or brand new Sit and Go course, 4 weeks of double cash bonuses from our already generous Legends Rewards program, followed by another 4 weeks of 1.5 times your Legends rake back, up to 3 months of Run It Once Training's Essential membership, and up to €100 in free Sit and Go tickets. This is, of course, on top of our 100% welcome bonus. I've been playing online poker for 17 years, and I've never been offered anywhere close to this much to sign up for a poker site. Want to take advantage? Head to runitonce.eu, click download, make your first deposit by the end of February, and you're in. It's really that simple.
Yeah, that was a really fun birthday. This year, I thankfully hadn't. I was gonna maybe do something just like get some tests and like throw a little party, whatever. But thankfully, I had it like pretty far before my birthday, so I didn't plan anything. I didn't have to worry about canceling whatever. But my dad is coming next weekend to celebrate with me, and he's had COVID too, so that's kind of nice. Now we both don't have to worry about it, and we can he's only here for like 48 hours, but can like go to dinner and stuff. So I'll see Papa Cordeiro, and I want to give a shout out to that episode as well, because that was just like a very, I don't know, like that's something that like we'll have for like ever, him and I am sure that we'll be watching at family gatherings for many years to come.
Marle did have this one leak when she was first starting to play 1-2, that she fixed this one leak and right away her hourly tripled. So if anybody wants to know how to improve, so she had this leak where she would buy it in chips at the cage, and she'd be walking around sitting at the table, and chips be falling out of her pocket, like black chips. And the cleaning lady would come over and say, "Hey, excuse me, miss, are these your chips under the chair?" The next day, she's asking the floor to run the camera back. Or I dropped a couple $100 chips out of my pocket. Every session, she would drop $100 chips out of her pocket. So when she fixed that leak, now she was a winner. It was right off the bat.
We reminisced about so many things, in particular, reminiscing about that early vlog that I made about sucking dick for buy-ins and me calling my dad. I always tell people the story of that vlog because I called you and was like, something about making this video. Like, I'm thinking about approaching people on the strip and saying like, you know, I'll sleep with you if you give me a buy-in. And you were like, that's prostitution. You literally can't do that. You were like, find a different way. And I was like, well, what should I do? And you're like, it's a funny, but like find a different way because you'll get arrested.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like his advice is a little bit sketchy. It's like, if you're going to get blamed for it anyway, and everyone's going to think you did it, and then like you don't even have the extra couple $1,000s that you should have from having done it, I just feel like...
1,000? You think I'm a god, Jamie?
I was thinking that you're going to do it 200 times. Brutal.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm okay now, guys, but it's been a rough week for Marle. So I haven't done much.
Did your dad get it from a poker room as well?
No, he doesn't play that much, but he's at work. He's in his office. So I assume it's probably something for that, because he doesn't really go out to eat or anything either. It's not like he's going out raging. Like, he does work though. So he was lucky that it was it happened like the week after Christmas, so he was kind of off anyways. And he just took a few days off or whatever. But yeah, I think he maybe got up from his office. But and again, like he had some pretty bad flu symptoms, but nothing crazy. Thank God. So yeah.
So after the dad pod, I was trying to think. We had a list of all the pods where it was super exciting. I like Maria Konnikovas a lot, but also we had Maria maybe 5th or 6th after she'd done so many other podcasts, and I was like, damn it. But we tried to ask her some different questions. I love her book. I think she's brilliant. I think she did a lot for poker, for basically spreading it to some people that probably had no interest in poker before.
Obviously, I started playing poker professionally at some point in this journey, which I never could have predicted. But one of the things that Eric Seidel just always stressed to me, which I think is one of the reasons why I came to really love the game and kind of admire so many aspects of it, is that it's not about the money. That's not why he plays. You know, it's about the process. It's about the decision. It's about making the right decisions and becoming better at making good decisions, and the money will come. But if you're motivated just by the money, you're not going to make the right decisions, and you're actually probably going to burn out and not be a good poker player at the end of the day.
I remember saying at the end of it that it's no like surprise that she's an amazing writer when you listen to her tell a story, even a story about how did you get into poker? How did you meet Eric Seidel? Who were your biggest mentors? All that stuff. Every single one was this perfect 2 to 3 minute story where she made me interested in every single thing she was saying. And just, I don't know. I just feel like I knew her book was going to be amazing. I had read, she had sent us the PDF before that, and I had just read like skimmed portions of it to be able to ask her questions. And then as soon as the interview was over, I was like, okay, this is a book that needs to get read immediately. She's really brilliant. How did you guys get that mentor-mentee relationship? I feel like he's not super outgoing. Like his Twitter is really funny, and like he's good
hilarious.
Interview, but he's not the person that would like seek out something like that. How did that come about?
Well, I'm a journalist, so I'm very, very used to tracking down sources and cold calling them and convincing them to speak to me even when they want nothing to do with me.
Nice.
My last book was about con artists, so I had a lot of practice tracking down people who didn't want to be found, and also getting people who didn't want to talk because I needed them for the book. Now, Eric actually was much easier because Eric's on Twitter, and I reached out to him on Twitter. I did not know him. I didn't know anyone in poker. Like, I came to this cold, and I had decided that he was going to be the person who was going to coach me.
Nice. That's like some serious manifesting your destiny there, because you picked a guy who's like the quietest dude too, and it somehow worked out. It's awesome.
Right. And I had like, I talk about luck, you know, we've talked about it a few times now, but I got so lucky. I had no idea what an awesome person he was. Like, I didn't know any of this about him. All I knew was, I just looked at kind of the Hendon Mob and lifetime earnings, and I saw, this name keeps popping up. This guy has been around for how many years? Since the 80s? Holy shit. No one. And then I tried to look, is there anyone else like that? The answer was no. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and he's the visor guy from Rounders, of course.
So that's another person. Like, I felt the same with Jen Shahade. I was like, I've been friends with Jen. We were very good friends for a decade now. And just interviewing her for the podcast, I learned a ton of things that I never would have. You don't sit down and interview your friends, you know? You just hang out, and like certain things come up, you talk about them in depth, but it's not like, hey, tell me your entire backstory. Tell me how you got into chess. Like, tell me how you kind of gave up chess for a little while because like your brother was excelling and you were slower at it. There are things that I had no idea. I thought she was like on the straight and narrow, like found chess, crushed chess, wrote books about it, became this like female like feminist icon in chess. And I didn't know that there were so many bumps along the road. And it was like very illuminating to me from someone that I thought I knew so well. And then also it was inspiring because I'm like, poker has had a lot of bumps for me. There's no like, I found poker, I crushed it, I have $10 million and everyone respects me and my game and my commentary. It's not like that at all. I'm like, but watching her go from start to finish and knowing that she had a bunch of adversity in the middle at like huge inflection points in her career, and then overcame them, makes me feel like certain things that I feel like I've failed at, maybe it's just there's a bump in the road right now, some kind of roadblock, and that I can get through it like she got through it.
No, at the time of my pregnancy, open-faced poker and high-stakes open-faced poker was still something that was like a thing. You know, I was making videos for Run It Once on it, and I was playing, a few different high-stakes games on my app. And I remember that I was on a downswing in a really big game, and I was trying to like take a yoga class at the same time, and like I literally like went to the bathroom like 2 times, like go on my phone and play like an open face move. Because that's like actually soon after that I quit those games because I realized that the edge that I had was mostly gone, and it was turning into more of like a gamble. You know, and I realized that even it doesn't matter where you were at. You know, I was downswinging, but I was like that upstock right? Like I was still up money, but I was like way more before. But you know, I had to quit the biggest game I was playing, and it was a wake up call. So I guess yoga is good.
In conclusion, yoga's good.
Well, sorry, yoga's good. Yeah, that was a great interview as well. Farah Galfond also stands out to me.
This is a fun fact about me. I've never seen a podcast or listened to a podcast. And I love you girls, and I thank you all for doing this Run It Once sponsored podcast. I will not be watching this, and I've never seen any of your podcasts, but I've never seen any podcast.
You just gave us the green light to edit the fuck out of this and make you say all kinds of horrible things.
Oh, that's
and
fine. I'm not going to watch. You can do whatever you want. But then you might lose your little podcast job. I don't know.
That's true.
She's such a badass. Farah just like takes no shit. She's just open book, and she we had some wine. The key is all these women podcasts is we drink a lot of wine. I was always constantly drinking in all these episodes. I think that's what makes people a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it's just rough when it's like sometimes we record at 11 a.m. or noon, and I'm like, okay, we're having wine for breakfast today. It's no big deal. But Farah's pod was so funny because we caught her at her most like anxious, depressed time, and she was still hilarious. Like it was when Phil was knee deep in his Venividi challenge, I believe. It could have been actually the end of it, but they had been out of the country for a long time. She had no outside help with Spencer because of COVID, and not being able to really like test people or trust people to have, you know, been isolating, and you don't want to get your family sick and your kids sick. So she was doing all this stuff on her own while Phil was really, really busy. And I think when they had a kid, knowing that they're like well off, they can afford help, they have family close by, all these things that you take into consideration, I'd assume, before having a kid, all that gets taken away because you just can't have anyone help you right now. And all of it was coming out in the pod, and she was just super honest about it, about the struggle with it, and that like all the stuff that parents are going through at the time. And I think that was probably a really interesting pod for anyone who's struggling with kids at home with no help, because that's like a lot of people in our country. Even still, this is almost a year later, and there's people who've been homeschooling their kids, being the kid's nanny and maybe only friend sometimes. And I just think it's crazy this has gone on so long. But having Farah talk about it, I'm sure there are a lot of people that felt a strong connection to the things she was saying.
When Phil asked me about leaving the country to do these challenges, it was in, I think, November or December. And I thought, sure, I want to support the company. I think it'll be great for Run It Once. It will be great for you to play at, you know, like I was very supportive and even a little excited, but my family just moved to Vegas in the fall. And it was like, you know, 2 months after they moved, my sister picked up her kids and then they moved across the country to like be closer to us so we could like raise our kids together. And then like I had to tell her, hey, we're leaving for like 6 months. Sorry. And listen, I love Vancouver. I know my way around. We used to live here. And for the first however many weeks we were here, it was fine because I'd get out in the stroller. We'd go do some errands. He just now can start like running around at the park. Now the parks are closed. I'm scared to go to the grocery. Phil doesn't even want me like taking the dog out. We have a rooftop patio where I try to get the dog to go to the bathroom. And so, yeah, it's just obviously no one could have ever imagined this or planned for this. And for me personally, I'm not like, you know, I still have it good. It's just I'm beginning to not feel like myself. And, you know, I've always had stuff of my own going on. And the last few months, it's just been,
just me, all day, every day. There's no breaks. There's no days off. You have to get up at 6 a.m. every morning and you have no choice. And I love him. And I would, I don't want to be quarantined with anyone else besides my little baby, but it's just nothing I've ever experienced. I'm trying my best, and I hope I don't fucking lose it.
It's definitely still going on. I feel like the kids just went back to school. Some of them, they've been home.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my sister-in-law is a teacher, and she is still teaching them remotely. They sent them all back to school. Little clusters in the school started breaking out. Gym teacher got sick, and then a bunch of the students got sick because that's where they were like breathing on people heavily or whatever. They sent them home, and she's teaching remotely again. So they went remote, they went live, and they're back remote again. Chauncey, what up?
I wanted to say goodbye to you guys. Chauncey, let's talk here. Oh, the baby. Do you have any last words for the podcast people? Do you want to say hi? Oh, also, kind of sad. Chauncey's been sneezing a lot the last 2 days, and I thought maybe I gave him COVID, but I called my vet, and I said the cats can get COVID, but it's not really life-threatening, and it's a little bit different. And he's feeling better, but he's been under the weather as well.
Oh, I mean, that's sad for Chauncey, but happy for all the wildlife that lives around your place.
Go out here because we live on the kind of off the main road.
Oh, okay. But, wow, Chauncey's just domesticated now?
Yes.
Whoa.
This whole year he's been domesticated, so he's definitely put on a few pounds because he used to run everywhere, like outside 8 hours a day, running. And he's not really a big eater, but he definitely put on the weight because he just has been laying around being a lazy cat.
I think a lot of people can relate to Chauncey during this COVID time. That's cool.
What was I going to say? Anyways, do you want to? So we're going to be continuing. Jamie's going to be continuing the rake with a new guest, with a new host. Mm-hmm. Do you want to introduce them?
Sure. We can have him be not a super secret host anymore. His name is Ben Wilinofsky. Anyone who's been in poker for a long time will know Ben is an OG. Ben has absolutely crushed MTTs and a bunch of other stuff. He plays really big PLO, big cash games, and is just a super interesting person with a somewhat stubborn personality and strong takes on many things. So I feel like this pod will be really fun for some of the banter and arguing and testing of the friendship between him and me. Because like Marle and I, like we got into it once or twice, but I feel like in general we're like pretty chill and pretty, I don't know, like a little conciliatory, kind of like we're trying to find middle ground. Mine and Ben's friendship, I think we'll have some interesting arguments. He knows a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, and we want to talk a little more poker strat going forward because it's funny. It's coming full circle because you and I talked about the idea of having like a featured hand with a punt every week. We were going to do that, and then we just didn't have enough material for people. Pretty much every session Ben plays, he has a punt so spectacular that I've never played a hand like that in my entire life. So I want to feature some of the hands he plays, do a little bit of strat, and have it be a tiny bit more poker focused, but continue having poker guests, having people we find interesting, and keeping that format the same. So maybe like the core of the rake will still be, let's find an interesting guest, get into what they're doing at the time, get more in depth than like some other, poker news interviews or something would be, get more personal with them, but also feature a little bit more poker strat. So not a super secret host anymore, but I really look forward to continuing the rake, even without Marle and Chauncey, which I don't know how we're going to do it.
Chauncey, you hear that? He's replacing you.
Oh. Chauncey's replacement is a little tiny dog named Wookie, or as Wilinofsky would say, Wookie, because she's got the heavy accent. So Wookie is going to be Chauncey's host replacement. So it's a tiny dog with one eye bigger than the other, so it's always kind of looking like that, and it looks like a very small llama.
Perfect. Well, we're going to have plenty of animals still here for you guys, and I don't want to like fully announce it, but I'm So I'm obviously moving to the UK in a couple months here, and I'm going to be signing, or I have signed with the poker site. It's been done for a while, and I'm going to be making content for them. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to continue doing my YouTube stuff, my comedy videos on YouTube. I'm really excited to have an editor. I'm really excited to have some people help me so I don't have to do like this.
Wow. Well, excuse me. We're very sorry, Colin. Apparently, you don't count. She says she's very happy to have an editor finally.
Yeah, for my YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I just realized I should have asked Colin to edit my YouTube videos as well. That would have been fucking amazing this whole time. But no, Colin is our wonderful, wonderful editor of this podcast. And shout out to Colin for all his hard work. There's been many weeks where we've gotten this pod to him the very last hour, very last minute. Had some difficult technical issues with Zoom, as we always do.
Mm-hmm. He also had to hear us say like probably 17,000 times over the course of a year and a half. He's tried to correct the problem with very little success. We appreciate you anyway. She's like I'm hey, stop saying like so much. And we tried our, not our best, but we tried a little bit. And we appreciate you helping us, and especially some of the jokes that he added when he was doing some of the picture overlays, and just I think he did a fantastic job. And I'm happy that he's continuing with us, because I know he has 100 different projects going at the same time.
Yeah, so there'll be a few week probably hiatus before the next format starts. I'm not sure what you guys have planned, but yeah, make sure you stick with us and continue to watch Jamie and Ben over here, and look out for me on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah.
So and also, sorry I don't have crouton. I had to go to New Jersey to visit my grandmother. She is okay, but I'm not going to get into it. But I don't have crouton to say anything to Chauncey as a farewell. But maybe later. Maybe we could have a reunion in 6 months or something, where Chauncey and crouton get together, or we interview you about your new projects and stuff like that. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. It's been a really fun ride. And on to the next chapter. This isn't goodbye. I'm not dying on you. We're just moving on. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later.
Take care.
Bye.